Good evening. My name is Alvin Ross. I'm seeking a seat for the Doddridge County Board of Education. I thought driving out here, this is never easy. And then we show up and Christy tells us where she's going to live cast it and all that. That adds a little pressure to it there. And it doesn't matter how many times I do this, I always forget some things that I wanted to say. I do want to keep this very brief because I know people's worked and been seated for a while. Just to give a little background, I'm a Doddridge County kid, at Doddridge County High School, spent most of my life in Doddridge County, have a undergraduate degree from Fairmont State, have a master's from Marshall, have a certification to be a principal and or a school superintendent. My first title in another lifetime, I actually had the title of superintendent. I was the superintendent of the Industrial Home for Youth, which is a little different than being a school superintendent. But that was a lifetime ago, and I learned a lot of base knowledge from that. A lot of, because that facility was juvenile. It housed the bad offenders in West Virginia that were juveniles at the time. So that prompted me, is actually why I ended up with a master's, prompted me to do that. But my master's worked on dealing with teenage students, basically, and what to do, and unfortunately for all that time of things, the one thing that sticks out the most, change is the only thing that makes a difference in taking people from that to a new setting. And the only change that makes a difference is education. And that's founded by several research studies in around the year 2000, and I can actually, I can give you titles and things that you can go to, but if you look at what you're doing in the community, if you don't work, you don't educate your children, you're probably going to have problems. So that's what ended up bringing me full circle back to education. At 35 plus years in state and county government, and probably the only office I would ever run for would be nonpartisan. And I really don't like to bring politics into education because I do not believe it belongs there. I think everybody needs to be treated equally across the board. Philosophically, the best thing I can say, it's my philosophical belief is based on common sense. If you can't work it out common sense wise, you're probably not going to work it out to the point that somebody's going to remember and someone's going to change. And I was thinking also driving out here, Jim Foster and Charlie Wellings, I worked for Charlie when I was a kid, and I was thinking of some of the things that Charlie would say, and some of the things that coaches and some of the things that other mentors would say throughout life. And those people basically all said the same thing, just a little bit differently. They all basically said, it's, you gotta have a background, but it's not what you did, it's what you're going to do. So that's a little bit of my platform. It's what I'm going to do. I've got all that stuff behind her. I've got a lot of knowledge. I spent a lot of times in a lot of different things, and went from trying to be a mechanic to trying to be an engineer to trying to be, a lot of different things. But the one thing that I believe is there's a change that can occur. I think there's some enhancement and some room for some improvement. I believe we need to look at safety. Unfortunately, schools used to be the safest place in the world, and now they're not. And that's sad. I mean, people never caught it when I left corrections. I said I spent 22 years keeping people locked up, and I spent the last 15 keeping people locked out. And they went, what? I said, yeah. I said, I keep people out of schools. Don't let them, I don't let them come in with weapons and all that stuff. So it's really interesting how full circle everything is. So safety, really look at academic rigor, because and it's been touched upon. Doddridge County has the best chance in West Virginia and the East Coast what they can do with students at this point, because they've got an advantage on a lot of places, because we've got a little bit of money now. Look at strategic planning and development, because doing a good job of taking stuff from the 2000s into whatever you call these years, and whatever once it turns to the 2020, whatever it's going to be called then, I'm not sure, but we need to get that in line. It's like a lot of different things all the commissioners talked about, money and where things need to go. Always plan and always be prepared. Then with that comes accountability. Folks want to know what you're doing and be accountable with it. And with that then comes financial responsibility. All those things come in, because you don't want to be left out there when you can't talk about what you spent the money on. So with all that, again, philosophical belief basically is common sense. Do everything that way. Keep things as simple as you can keep them, but work off of that building blocks and build it up. Go from there. Again, Alvin Ross, running for Doddridge County Board of Education. You have, today's Thursday, late Thursday afternoon. You have tomorrow, and you have Saturday 9 to 5 to go vote, and you have Tuesday 6:30 to 7:30.
Yep.
Is that right, Mr. Travis? Is that?
Sounds close enough
That's
to me.
close, isn't it?
In the ballpark.
Yeah, ballpark. So I mean, that's all the time you got. And I've got maybe about 30 seconds left, but I was buying shoes the other day, and there was a young Doddridge County kid there, and I said, "Are you registered to vote?" He said, "No." And I said, "You really need to go do that." I said, "You're missing out." And what's sad is his parent works for the Board of Education, and I'm like, you're missing something here. I said, I can't tell you what to do, but let's go over here and talk. And I pulled him away from his work for a little bit. He was more, and he was good, because he was concerned with selective service register. And I said, you need to register to vote, because the only way you can make change. So, folks, change. Vote for Alvin Ross. Thank you.